and a good pair of green tights.
Robin Hood, Robin Hood.
Foreigners learn about our heroes through books and films. Sherlock Holmes is the quintessential British detective.
Интересно, Ватсон. Что вы скажете об этой трости?
Do you mind I said British?
Ватсон, это становится любопытно.
Sherlock Holmes is the most portrayed movie character of all time, and over half the actors who've played him are not British. And that's something we should be proud of.
Небольшая группа строений, деревушка Гримпен.
Russian actor Vasily Livanov was awarded an OBE by our Queen for his portrayals of the super sleuth in films such as Sobaka Baskervili, or if you want to be boring, The Hound of the Baskervilles. I'm off to the scene of the original story, Dartmoor, for a murder mystery evening. At weekends, Sylvia Agnew transforms her house on the moor into the murder scene.
As far as tourism goes, I think anyone who thinks of Hound of the Baskervilles immediately links with Dartmoor and mist and atmosphere and escaped convicts and the prison. So it's a very good story in its own right. And here, I didn't think it was celebrated quite enough, so that's why I started the Baskerville Experience.
It's kitchen sink Hollywood, and behind the scenes, this production's a wonderful family affair. Sylvia plays the hostess, Lady Frankland. Husband Donald is on special effects.
There we have the Hound.
And local friends pitch in as butler, maid, and cook. Tonight, I'll be dining with 5 hardcore Sherlock Holmes fanatics in a fantasy role-play evening. I've come prepared. Each of us will play a different character from the detective stories, and I'm Dr. Mortimer. This doctor is not the same Dr. Mortimer as in The Hound of the Baskervilles, because that man was tall and thin, so I can't do that. But I can be quite sinister, and I've got the gun to prove it. Somewhere to put your thumbs. I've never been to a murder mystery evening before, but I'm determined to look the part. Yes, I think this is rather good. Excellent. Spot. No detail is overlooked. A handy sign tells me which way I'm going. Guests are picked up at 6:30 on the dot in a period horse and carriage. I'm really getting into the mood now. I mean, this is it, 1900. We're going back to 1900. Whoops. Oh. The story for tonight's entertainment sounds familiar. A killer has released a murderous hound onto the moor. And the villain will be one of us at dinner.
Dr. Mortimer, welcome, welcome. Oh, come in quickly, the hounds. I heard the hounds out there.
Here's to a wonderful evening, Queen Victoria.
Queen Victoria. Bless her. There are 6 different nationalities here tonight. I'm joining Thierry from France.
French champagne.
Oh. Marcus from Switzerland. Takeshi from Japan. And the guest of honour is... And this is the most unsurprising twist of the evening.
Madam, Mr. Sherlock Holmes is here.
Good evening to you all again.
Holmes, I'm so relieved. I am very pleased to see you.
And yourself, Lydia.
Now, everybody, are you ready for an amazing meal cooked by Mrs.
In the 1890s, the creator of Sherlock Holmes, Conan Doyle, got bored with the great detective and decided to kill him
I'm
off.
sure the poor would have appreciated it.
But like a showbiz farewell tour, he was soon back in The Hound of the Baskervilles. Why is it that people in France are so keen on Sherlock Holmes? What is the excitement?
But it's elementary, my dear, because Sherlock Holmes was French.
Right.
Yes, you have to remember that Holmes one day said to Watson, my grandmother was the sister of the French painter Vernet.
And the French are so logical. But he's right in a way. He's not just ours. Sherlock Holmes Meet the World.
Japan Sherlock Holmes Society is the largest in the world.
Really?
It has more than 1,000 members. Yes. So Japan saved Sherlock Holmes.
You say?
Yes.
Right.
Switzerland is very important to Sherlock Holmes because of the falls of the Reichenbach. That's where he actually died. It's the Sherlockian place to go.
I came to be inside the story. As a Canadian, I grew up with British literature and British stories.
Halfway through the soup, and I'm beginning to think the murder has been postponed.
Oh, Mr. Holmes, are we safe?
The hound is around somewhere.
There's no point turning up to a murder mystery evening if you're not prepared to ham it up a bit. Trust me, I'm a doctor.
No, I think it's my heart. Wait a minute. What is it?
And to get all our pulses racing, a stuffed dog, which in our fevered imaginations is a terrifying beast of unimaginable evil.
What's my wife up to?
Perkins, quickly, bring the gun.
And are we perhaps coming to the
For the
climax?
first shot to occur.
It certainly looks like the dramatic ending.
Are you okay, Perkins?
The hound is dead.
I think this calls for my own expertise.
But hold on, doesn't there have to be a twist?
Oh mon Dieu, mon Dieu! C'est pas possible!
Lady Franklin, this man, whoever he may be, has shot Sherlock Holmes.
I'm afraid I'm a bit of a bounder.
I am not dead.
Why aren't you dead?
Because we changed the bullets to blanks.
Oh no!
And that, in a very British way, was that. We may not have followed Conan Doyle's story exactly, but the old boy would certainly have been thrilled by the idea that fictional detectives come and go, but the greatest of them all will never die. Next on my tourist trail, how can I convince foreigners we're not mad?
Let's have my carriage.
We're just mad about trains. And I marvel at the international following for an author who could claim to have written the best ever bestsellers.
There's a draw that you do know her intimately that brings you across the pond.
Powerful force.
Exactly, yeah.
Twilight Pearl, a journey in time. Seconda sponsors John Sargent on the tourist trail.